Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Sheltered the Perfect Start 2020, Part 3. Okay, here we are back in our shelter, and as you can see, it's looking quite good. So we're going to upgrade the efficiency of the external items. This is all about upgrading, so we're in a comfortable position now. We've got 128 water and 26 food. And one of the other things we will do is you need to upgrade as much as you can when you can. So we can't upgrade the workbench yet. Let's have a look at the log. There we go. Hard living, blah, blah, blah. You guys can read those announcements at your leisure. But we've got 20 out of maximum 50 food, and we're on day 23. So what we want to do is craft an item. And we've got a moderate snare trap. Okay, so going to need to take suit first, then craft item and tier 2, and we're going to put that up there. Now our freezer is there as well. Now, as I've said on the previous video, before you can start harvesting animals, so trapping animals and using them for food, you need to have a freezer to store the meat. And of course, ideally a hob or cooking device to cook it on to increase the hunger that it protects against. Okay, we're going to build some more storage as well, maybe. Let's see what else we can build. We can't build a recycler yet. We don't quite have enough parts. The recycling is quite handy because when you find junk out in the wasteland when you're on expeditions, you can use your recycler to break those down into its constituent parts. It's not as efficient as the recycling plant that you can build later on, but it is still worth building to get yourself resources that are hard to come by. Okay, so there we go. He's building the trap. Speed it up a bit. Back he comes. There we go. And it looks like somebody else is just coming in as well, so that's probably going to be a trade opportunity because we haven't got a warning about a raid coming to our shelter. Okay, you seem to be doing all right. Okay, what do we have? So we've got some wire, some motors, some rubber. So what you do is you compare it to your existing resources. So let's take 4 batteries. We'll take 3 of those. Take a couple of those. And the motors, we've already got 20 of those. We've got 12 rubber, so maybe take some of that. In fact, take all of it because that's used for making water butts and the like to increase your water storage. Now we've got some high value items there, so we can use the record, which is a trade value of 50, and then scroll down, see if we've got any junk that we can use. There we go, that's worth 4. That's the trade value of 10. That tent that I just highlighted is so that you don't get as tired when you're on expeditions. They are worth equipping. Okay, so we're at the right value, 58 and 58. So now we can hit trade. Okay, so that was a good trade. We've got the stuff that we needed. Let's have a look. Makeshift shower. This is all stuff that as soon as you can, you want to be improving. Okay, I need to go to sleep. The wife is currently repairing the generator, and my son is on the radio, and the other son's just standing there twiddling his thumbs. Now we've got to repair above the air filter, so we're going to need to get that fixed. So send someone out, there we go, and get that repaired. The last thing you need is your air filter to break down, because at the top right hand corner you will see your O2 levels, so that's how much oxygen is in your vault, in your shelter, and you don't want that to start dropping, otherwise you'll all just suffocate and die, and you'll be starting again. The idea of this, of course, is that you don't have to start again, that this series allows you to put your shelter together in a way that allows you to live well in these post-apocalyptic times. And of course, with this being the year 2020, it sometimes feels like that's where we are anyway. As you can see now that the generator's been upgraded, it is no longer the little tiny generator. It is now a much bigger generator, which allows us to produce and hold more fuel, and of course use the generate the electricity for the shelter. Now when you're doing this, don't go around making lights all over the place because that does increase your fuel consumption. I mean, the game does tell you repeatedly that leaving lights on burns unnecessary fuel, because of course the main things that you want to keep powered up is your freezer so that your meat doesn't defrost and go off, because if it does, it's all going to go to waste. Right, the cat needs feeding. The cat needs filling. The cat needs feeding. There we go. Pantry's doing okay. Freezer's doing not too bad. He can have some meat. There we go. Pop that on the cooker and then can have a nice meal. Now, probably let's have a respond here. Okay, Patrick, you've got a bunch of stuff that you've got no need for. Okay, very good. Now, I will point out, although I'm not taking it, the coal is very worthwhile taking if you have an incinerator. If you've built an incinerator, because the coal burns fuel, burns for a long time and stops you needing to use fuel from your generator, which in the early game is quite handy. But for now, I haven't decided to put a generator in because I've got plenty of fuel. In fact, no, I haven't. I've only got 5 left looking up there. So the coal would be much more beneficial. But this is called hindsight. So there we go. We've had a look. We've got 40 as a total. We need some leather as well, because that's used for upgrades. So improving your water filter, air filter, those kind of things. What can we trade? Let's have a look. Well, we've got the book there. Yeah, that's got a value of 50. Now we just need to find something that's worth 2. So that empty jerry can has got a trade value of 4, 2 even. So that's all good. So there we go. And 52 and 52. Now we can hit trade. But again, as I said, with hindsight, with that 9 coal, that would have burnt fuel for a long time and would have put in a much better position for the shelter, because there's only 5 fuel left. So it's probably time to think about doing an expedition out into the Wasteland to try and find some additional resources. Get him to take a shower after there. Right, stats are all good there, so radio transmitter. What we can do is scan frequencies, or you can look for more traders, or of course you can set up an expedition. So let's set up an expedition. No, let's broadcast for traders. There we go. Hopefully some of them will bring some of the stuff that we need. Also worth pointing out, the cat's had his food, so over in the top right hand corner there you can see a lovely poop with some flies around it. Now, when there's only one thing dirtying up your shelter, it's okay, it's not too bad. You don't need to clean immediately, but do remember that you do need to clean your shelter quite frequently, otherwise rats will start taking your food. Now the cat will kill rats, so depending on which pet you've decided to have in your shelter will determine what happens if you do forget to clean, and then you are where you are. Now we can upgrade the efficiency of the water filter. We have 8 leather and we have enough rubber. We could also improve its durability, and of course we've already upgraded the decontamination once, which reduces the amount of contamination in the water if you get black rain, which does happen. Okay, let's upgrade the generator. There we go. Charlie's smashing away there with a hammer. That's how you upgrade everything, of course. Bash it with the hammer, and then magically, once the progress bar's finished, well, hey, you've got an upgraded generator. Okay, George, go and use the toilet. You're quite high up on the need there. Okay, we've got some more people coming into the shelter, so this is probably another trading opportunity, and we'll see what they have to offer us. Okay, would you happen to need anything? Of course. Okay, plastic, we'll take that. That's a rare resource at the beginning. Okay, we'll take those hinges as well. And we've got 19 pipe, but we'll take it all anyway, because again, upgrades are quite heavy on using things. So scroll down, see we've only got 1 plastic. Right, so there we go. Work out what we can trade in to get to the value that we need. So we need, there we go, that gives us 2020, even trade and trade. Now you can trade a higher value than the items that you're receiving, but you can't of course do lower. So if you're in a bit of a pickle, you can always trade, say 30 as a value and only take 25 of something back if they don't have enough to fill out that requirement. And it's not necessarily the end of the world, especially in the early game, if through expeditions you're getting plenty of books, records and toys, which are the things that are high value. Oh, the stove needs repairing, so let's fix that. Charlie there needs a nap. Ah, here we go. Deer has been snared. Magic. Okay, let's send him to sleep. Okay. Have a drink of water first because your need for that's quite high, and it's also started raining. So this is where what you do is you get everyone to drink water when it's raining, because then your water storage is full again and everyone's requirements for thirst are satisfied. Okay, so you go and sleep as well. Okay, so stop broadcasting, have a drink, and then go back and broadcast again. So there we go, nice drink and broadcast. Okay, actually let's take a suit and go and harvest the deer mutant that is outside, because that will give us some meat, which will go into our freezer. Let's have a look, see if we can upgrade our water filter. We can if we choose to, so we can improve its efficiency. That will increase the water transfer by 10%. Not overly necessary at the moment, seeing as we're at max water storage capacity, but it is something worth doing when you get less rain or you go through periods of drought. You need to harvest as much water as you can possibly get. Okay, so off she goes and harvests. There we go, 5 meat, 2 leather and 4 fat. Okay, now she can return the suit and get back inside the shelter. Okay, so let's craft an item, and we'll craft a mask, because those masks are needed for our trips into the Wasteland. Interestingly, you need a hazmat suit to go and fix the stuff outside, yet when you go exploring you only need a gas mask. There are questions there with no answers as to why. Maybe the radiation is more intense just outside your shelter. Right, anyway, let's set up an expedition. So we'll send myself, and looking at the stats, we will send George, and Shepgarth is over there, and of course there's Eastfirth, but we will revisit Shepgarth because that was 6 days ago. So you decide your path, so we'll stop there on the way. There we go, and there, and we'll keep it fairly shortish. There. That's going to use 37 water. And confirm, because it stopped raining as well, so that water's not going to be topped up. So now we equip. So there's the mask. We'll also equip the tent, or the bedroll, whatever it's called, which reduces the stat depletion when they're away. So we equip all that. There we go. We haven't got anything else like armor or anything yet. In fact, that's worth mentioning. Armor is worth crafting as you upgrade your workbench, to craft armor to equip onto your guys as you send them out into the Wasteland. There's another deer walking across there. Is it going to walk towards the snare trap? No, he's taken a stop. I think he's probably going to turn around. Oh no, he's walking past. Yes, he's trapped. There we go. So we have another animal trapped outside. Now the other thing is you can leave them there for as long as you want. So if your freezer's full and no one's hungry, just leave that animal trapped there for a while, until you use your meat in the freezer. See, we're at 8 out of 10, so we're not going to go and harvest yet because that would be a waste. Of course, the other thing you can do is just get everyone to eat. So let's upgrade the workbench, because that will then allow us tier 3 items, and tier 3 also has the top trap as well. That's the highest level of trap that you can get is in tier 3, so we definitely need that petrol. We'll take that leather. We've got 17 springs, but we'll take it. We'll take that as well. Yeah, we'll take that. The reason I'm not taking the laptop is, well, we'll take it anyway, actually. We can't recycle it yet. So until you get a recycling plant, that broken laptop you can't recycle. But it's worth building up a stock of stuff that you will be able to recycle once you have the resources to build a recycling plant. Okay, let's craft an extra room on the end there now that we've got sufficient resources to do so. So there we go. And she'll start digging away until she collapses with tiredness. And then of course as we move on, I mean we're getting towards the end of today's video. Obviously there is when this game, it is at the beginning it takes time to get everything going. What I may do on the next video I create is do some fast forward sections, but our guys have now encountered someone in the Wasteland. So, hi, are you hurt? You're bleeding. There's never enough blood. I need more. I need yours. Do we fight or flee? There's two of us. Let's fight. Okay, so attack, melee, or subdue or disarm. So we'll go for disarm. Oh dear, disarm failed. Oh, and he's already got me. Ouch. Okay. Attack. Again, disarm. Okay, we've successfully disarmed him. Good. Now attack and go for subdue. No, he managed to block that. But this means that he is not going to attack, so he had to pick up his weapon. So again, attack, disarm. Managed to disarm him again. Attack, subdue. No, he's blocked it again. He uses his turn to pick up his weapon. So again, same process, disarm. Okay, successfully disarmed, and now he's bleeding as well. So attack, subdue. No, he's blocked it for the third time. But he is now slowly bleeding out. Okay, so again, attack, disarm. And subdue. And we finally managed to subdue him. And now we can take his stuff. And that's it for today's video. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Know-It-All Gaming. Until next time, hope you're having a lovely time wherever you are, despite of the circumstances of COVID and 2020 being a year to forget.